Okay, take 3. I recorded the first video, which I'm going to try to string in at the end in time lapse. My cousin, I borrowed my cousin's GoPro, and that's what it was set up for. And this was a 2003 Topps Legends Willie Mays that I destroyed. However, it's not an original. It was a counterfeit. And what had happened is I purchased this on eBay, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. I'm just kind of going through the pile here. And purchased on eBay about 3 or 4 months ago. Was selling a bunch of cards off. I thought I picked it up at a show, but I actually went back and looked, and the seller had it as an off year. So I think they had it listed as like a 1996 Topps. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that they didn't know, but I was the one that got taken advantage of. So kind of interesting there. So I paid, I think, like $110 shipped for this card, and basically, yeah, it's a counterfeit. It was pointed out to me. Some of the tells on this are where it says autograph here, the foil in the autograph is supposed to go out further, so that's all smushed in together, and the printing on the back and even in the front it's a little fuzzy. And I kind of noticed that, and I was like, I don't know. You know, the signature looks live. I was worried that maybe the signature was a copy, but the signature is actually a forgery as well. So it's the printing is a little out of focus. I don't know if you could see that there. You could see the MLB logo. That would be much sharper in the original card. Plus, it also didn't have the Topps sticker on the back, the gold sticker with the serial number that I think doesn't match up to anything anyways, but it didn't have that gold sticker. I know that sometimes they left the factory without that gold sticker in some kind of pack-pulled autographs. Maybe they just didn't get, they didn't get put on or affixed or whatever. I know that in other cases in Topps originals where they did buybacks to the original Topps and they had them in a plastic case, that those were also taken out at one time. The stickers were removed and they were put on vintage cards to say Hall of Famers like Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. So that is also an issue and a concern. But this, I mean, the fact that pack-pulled autographs now are, being counterfeited, it really just raises flags, and I just tore it up just basically just to say, hey, clearly I'm not a fan of that. I don't want this back out into the, back on the hobby. I guess I get stuck with the hot potato. Not a big deal to me, but to you collectors out there that have purchased either one of these 3 cards, the Willie Mays 2003 Topps Team Legends, the 2000-2001 Ovation Kobe Bryant, that's also a highly counterfeited card, and also the 2000 SP Chirography Sandy Koufax. Those are 3 of the ones that were pointed out to me. There might be a few more. Like I said, I'm going to put the link up in the bottom of the description to just so that you guys can see the differences between the originals and the counterfeit forgeries. So like I said, I just ripped it up. There's no place in our hobby for this. It's that's terrible. So anyways, the package. We were supposed to do a PSA open reveal. I did it in the time lapse. I opened up the cards. I showed it. Like I said, I'll have the video probably in fast forward motion at the end of this one, or maybe even separately. I don't even know if I could do that. But PSA had an old address in their database, and an address that I haven't lived there in over 10 years, and that's where this box went. There's a couple $1,000s worth of cards here, easily, or close to it anyways. And that's where they sent the box. So I had to call them, get that straightened out, but I had to drive across town and get it. Now, I was also still very friendly with my landlord, who is still there, thank God. And he had actually saved all my old mail. And in the old mail, there was just these packages that had vintage cards in them that I guess back in 2011 I was going to go do a signing maybe at the East Coast National, and I ended up getting fan favorite borderline Hall of Famer Rusty Staub. Same thing with Frank Howard rookies, and then 53 Topps Ralph Kiner, which I actually did get him done, and I did get Frank Howard's done. I had no idea that these were hanging out at his house. I guess I wasn't even paying attention that I was missing these cards from the eBay people, but it's actually nice to just have these cards. I was very excited to open them up and show them to you guys, but again, recording a time lapse kind of took a little thunder away. But also I wanted to point out that I got some holiday cards. This is so funny. I got this back in 2011. We just had Jimmy Spence on our show, on our 5th podcast, and this was a holiday card from December 2011. And I've gotten other holiday cards from him in the past as well. And there was the staff and the team back then. There's Jimmy there, Jimbo, who's now running Florida, Wade Hampton. We got Larry Studebaker, who now works at BGS. Mike Root, who now he owns his own authentication company called CAS. And it was just kind of cool. You know, I had done a lot of business with them, and they were sending out cards back then, and I thought that was really nice of them. So thank you, Jimmy. That'll go on our mantle tonight. And then also a good friend of mine who was also in the autograph business, Phil Marks. Phil, my friend, sent me a holiday card back in December 2012, and it got a little bent here, but you know, much appreciated. If I didn't say thank you, I had no idea that this card came to me. I literally opened it today, and it's April 29th or 28th of 2020. So this card he sent me back in 2000, he sent it to me 8 years ago, roughly. So thank you very much, Phil. That'll also go up on my mantle today. My wife will appreciate that. And then the reveal on the PSA card, sorry, my hands are a little chalky from, that's not eczema or any kind of skin condition. I'm actually down here at my office at work where I do a couple of other things. So my hands are a little chalky there, but nothing will get on the cards, I promise. These 3 cards are from my buddy Johan. Submitted some cards with me, so unfortunately all these go to him. But fortunately, all 3 go to him. So he sent in a couple of Derek Jeter SP rookies. This one came back a 7, near mint. Try to make sure that's not in the glare there. It had a good corner. I thought it had a shot at an 8. He thought it had a shot at a 7 or 8 as well. And just, I mean, obviously this is becoming more of an iconic card every single day. I feel like the values are going up every single day. And then this other one, you can see a surface area, surface issues, some scratches. It's got a little bit of a bent corner here. And this one came back a 5. But basically, at any given time, any Jeter SP rookies, you probably should just send them in to get graded by any of the companies, PSA, SGC, BGS, and you know, they're definitely worth sending in. And then this is a 53 Topps Mantle. The back, unfortunately, was, you know, at some point it was in some sort of book or album. It was glued there, and then it was torn out. You could see most of the card. It's missing about a quarter of the card, dead center in the middle. But the front of the card, being that it got a 1, the front presentation is like good plus to VG. And the card is bright. I mean, this card presents very, very well. It's a nice low grade version of this card. I mean, Jerry Dvorak was the painter, I believe, of this, and he used to come around to the local shows and actually sign cards that looked like this. He wouldn't sign the 53 Topps cards, but there would be images and he would sign them. Was contracted out, I guess, by Topps to do, I believe, this one and other cards. And you know, really, I mean, you have some corner wear. There's a little crease there, but other than that, I mean, this is beautiful. It's nice front part of the card, or you know, surface is nice. I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of dimples. I see a little surface creasing in there, but yeah, this is it's a nice card. And and we were actually happy that it got a number grade and not just authentic. So that's a score for Johan. The 5 on the Jeter, probably not so much, but the 7 is definitely something right around where I think he was expecting to get a 7. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm going to try and tie in the other video, and maybe 2 separate videos, so at least you can see, like, yeah, I opened this in front of the thing. I didn't, not that I have to prove anything or switch anything out or whatever, but it would have been nice to kind of have done that all in one shot. But this is where we're at. And just want to say, check out, well, I'll have the links to my partner's podcast to opening day, where he does his breaks. Also, my eBay store, which is also Cardcast, which I'll have auctions running tonight, and I don't think I'll have anything new up until Friday. And then also the links to the to this pile of trash right here. So just so that you guys have your own information and knowledge on it. And obviously, it's always, the deal's too good to be true. It probably is, but spreading this kind of information out, I believe, is definitely key. So I'll gladly do that. And that's it. And again, thank you, Phil Marks. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Phil Marks, and thank you, JSA, for the holiday cards from way back in the day. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.